I finally got a chance to sit down and watch at least the first quarter, which was about as far as I was going to go with this bad boy, considering the Browns apparently were playing no starters, which I was like, okay, whatever.
So remember last week I told you I thought Shedeur playing did not bode well for what they thought of his chances to be the starting quarterback in the season. I didn't realize until the night of the game he was literally the only healthy quarterback on the roster. Like, it says nothing about his chances to start. He was literally their option.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's true. But, I mean, at least the defense had some names on it that I'd at least heard before and knew who they were. So, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing. And I'm obviously, like, more concerned about how the defense would. And honestly, the Panthers defense could go against any string. And I would just want to see. So the fact that, at least for a little while, the starters did some okay things, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit, so I felt pretty good. But yeah, if you're betting on preseason football, I just feel like you're ill and need help.
Agreed, 100%. For the record, the Texans are a 1.5-point favorite this week. So there you go. You mentioned the defense could play against anybody right now, and you would be interested because of where this defense is. I thought there were moments where, again, I remind myself they're going at 70-75% speed. I think it was Christian Roseboom who had, I mean, it looked like he had a clear path to Shedeur, even had a hand on Shedeur, and Shedeur just slipped out. Like, I have to believe that was part of a dude not going full speed, because there's no way an NFL player should miss that tackle. But I want to put that to the side. I want to talk about the highlight of the defense apparently throughout camp, and we got to see it with our own two eyes this week.
Heard rumblings.
Yeah, and Cory Thornton, you brought him up last week that the rumblings are there that this guy could make the roster. Do you buy the one game in, it's over, this guy has a roster spot?
I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but I will say that because, like, let's be honest, not even talking about Panthers season, we've all seen Hard Knocks enough times.
Right.
To know that, like, the dude that we're like, wow, that guy really balled out. And then all of a sudden he's getting handed his playbook in a few weeks. And you're like, oh, man, I really like that guy. So, you never know. But I will say that, like, the track record this staff has shown in terms of, like, finding these undrafted guys at positions of need and them really coming through and sometimes even becoming starters. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen with him, but I really liked a lot of what I saw. Like, it was so funny. I hadn't even opened our notes yet. The notes you sent me. And I wrote his name down a whole bunch because I was all excited. And then I opened the notes and I was like, yay, I feel the same way. And I mean, again, we don't know. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? But at the same time, I think you just like to see not just a guy covering. And I think what I heard them say in the broadcast too is that maybe, he doesn't necessarily have the speed you want to see at corner, but the way he plays the position, you can tell there's like a nastiness there, an edge, and they love his technique as well. And you certainly love to hear those things after some of the secondary play we've witnessed in the last couple of years.
The Cory Thornton, obviously, a couple of big plays. The pass breakup was huge. The hit that looked like it came right out of WrestleMania with the Browns receiver trying to go over the top of him, and he slammed him down. 4 solo tackles on the day. I am very excited for what Thornton can be. You and I talk about this a lot. We talked about it last week, in fact, when it came to the linebackers. I'm excited for what he can be. I'm not excited that, again, we're talking about like a snap or two could be the difference between cut or, if not starter, at least heavily in the rotation for defensive backs.
I'm just trying. Honestly, this is just me a little bit trying not to get. I hear you, and you're not wrong. This is me a little bit trying not to get my hopes up and trying not to project a guy like Jalen Coker onto my image of him at a position of such need. And the way Coker was able to help this team out last year in terms of like providing another reliable option at receiver when this team didn't have a ton of weapons. It was like, wow, like that came out of nowhere. And so you would love to see something like that for this secondary that certainly has a similar need.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I'm cautiously excited, and that's a step up for me.
Yeah, and look, I mean, this defense, we saw it. You and I have been saying this even with the additions they made, and I think we saw it on display against the Browns. Like, they need capable bodies everywhere right now, right? Yes. Like, they need depth at every position. I've seen a lot of buzz about linebacker in particular, but I don't think that excuses anywhere else. I believe Cory Thornton is going to make the team, and I want to play a clip from you or for you. This actually came out before the game, and I really love this clip because whenever Xavier Legate is talking about anything, first of all, it's a fun, is he saying what I really think he's saying challenge. However, also, I want you to hear the admiration like XL clearly has for what he has seen out of Cory Thornton in camp.
Since he got here, Cory Thornton, 3-1, yeah, he been doing his thing. Every time I go up against him, I tell him, hey, I like what you doing. Like, sometimes he'll try to be like, that ain't my bag here. I'm like, man, you good. We playing ball, man. As long as you going hard, you gonna make me go. You gonna make me better. So he one of the main guys that been sticking out to me.
Yeah. I mean, like, what can you add? I mean, like, I think that you have seen this a lot from both sides of the ball, calling out each other for making the team better, and you hope that that is all real. Again, another one of those things that, like, all of the reaction is not just it's super good, it's super bad. It is, we have seen this before, that a good series or two from the starters doesn't translate over. So I think we all kind of have to get very comfortable with the idea that we still don't really know anything yet.
Right. I mean, of course, because, like, not only are you playing the Browns and not only is it preseason, but it's also like the Browns' second and third string,
right?
Which I don't know what that means, and that's why, like, any defensive stuff, again, you just want to see them, like, stop or disrupt any opposing offense, right? Because we saw them do it. We saw them let some of the worst offenses imaginable just go through them like Swiss cheese last year. So, you know, I'm not going to complain when they're able to kind of, like, make some game-changing plays or whatever, but there's only so much stock we can put into it. Unrelated somewhat, but I enjoyed Xavier Legate's fight, except stop punching people with helmets. Stop it.
Agreed. That's only going to end up with you having a broken hand at some point.
I know Steve Smith graded his moves out and really liked what he saw a little bit, and he would know. I love Smitty, but he would know. So, you know, but it was still like, I was surprised he didn't say that. It always drives me insane when I see that, because he's, like, punching at his head too, and I'm like, Xavier, no.
Yeah.
I don't mind. It's like a competitive, whether it's like with the, you know, within the team too. I think you see this. It's not like they're fighting each other, thank God. But, like, there's a playful competitiveness that, and I like to see that. I think it's good, and it's not something I feel like we saw or heard at least a whole lot about in the last couple of years. So,
and also, if a guy, especially a guy like XL, who, as much as we like him, he's got to take a step forward this year. He
can't do that in a game, like,
right? You want him. If he's got to do that, you want him to do it in the first preseason game, because I thought some of his reaction, his contriteness, I get, like, it felt genuine that he, whether or not he's actually sorry for the fight, he certainly is sorry that he cost himself reps on the field in this game, and it's good that he recognizes that.
I agree, and that was what they said on the broadcast as well, and I agree. Like, that's the thing, is, like, that's where it's disappointing, is, like, and you know, I think Smitty liked it a little more than Jake Delhomme, but I think Jake Delhomme understood, like, the value of a guy like XL getting those kinds of reps, and, like, you're only in for a couple series, dude.